Hello, magical gangsters. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to another edition of Gangster Magician Tarot, where I'll be your host, the Gangster Magician himself, and I am here. I believe it's the 11 p.m. show to, get things going for you. All right, just know where's my here he is, my co-host. Let me introduce Archangel Michael. Maybe you heard of him, the most dangerous man on the planet. Okay, take out any demon at any time. Okay, that is our bouncer here. He is the one who, you have to talk to him before you can come over here. All right, if you're not on the list, you're not coming in. Okay, but all my magical gangsters, you are all on the list, 100%. Now those karmic energies, no, they are not on the list, because you know what we do to them as magicians? We throw them in the box, we drop them in half, and then we make them disappear, okay? And then we pull a rabbit out of the hat, and we send everyone home happy, okay? Because there's no more demons gonna be, performing around this area, okay? Because they're all in the box, all right? So back to the, all right, Archangel Michael, he tells me, get back to the love part. No more chopping people up in boxes, he says. He says, let him handle all that. He says, enough is enough. He says, he does understand I'm a gangster magician, but I have to get back to the regularly scheduled program. I'm getting out of control here. So he told me also to make sure I selenite the shit out of these cards. Okay, oh, look who it is, the King of Cups, your counterpart. They're always out. They're always around, this guy. What's with them? They just won't go away. They're up and they're down. They're up and they're down. But we're gonna selenite them. We're gonna give them a little bath. Get them demon juices off of them. We don't want our King of Cups with demon juices, okay? Because we're Queen of Pentacles, for God's sakes. I'm just picking these cards up, though. And you are the showstopper. You're the one who brings the fun because you are the sun, okay? Page of Swords. You have new ways of communicating, okay? You have a thirst for knowledge. This King of Cups clearly sees it. Maybe they didn't see that about you first. And now they want to bring you this Ace of Cups because you are their Nine of Cups. You are a wish come true. You're not one wish come true, but your many wishes come true. Okay, is that okay, Archangel Michael? All right, thanks. All right, so he says, yes, it's fine. He's going to be at the door. All right, now go to the door, please. Watch the door. It's your job. Over here bothering me over here. Tell me what to do. He told me, he said, let me tell you something, brother. He said, watch who you're talking to. He said, he's been around a long time. He said, he ain't here to be disrespectful. I'm sorry, I apologize. So, just know, me and Archangel Michael, we like to banter a little bit. We like to have a little fun. That's what the co-hosts do. They have fun with each other. All right? Get out of here, I tell him. All right, now he's back. He's going. He's going for a little bit, he said. He says, watching everything. I had to go run to the store. All right, so let's get the overall energy here. Let me get a little shuffle. I didn't really shuffle these. Yeah, I'm going to start trying to, I had a couple asking about the tarot cards. I'm going to come up with a list. I'm going to ask one of my friends because they actually know a lot about that stuff. So I'm going to find out which ones are good, where to get the, good decks for, reasonable prices. Sometimes they're a little, they could be a little pricey. They kind of rip you off because they know that, people are going to buy them. I mean, there's ones I want. They're like $75. I forget what they call Kaba something. But these guy from, where the fuck makes them at? Makes them somewhere, and it's like overseas though. Maybe Czechoslovakia. I don't know, somewhere though. But I heard they're really, really good. My friend Stray 5D uses those ones. So yeah, she said they're good. She always uses. I don't really know that much about them though. There's more to it though than just the cards. They have a lot of stuff on them. But that's not what it's about right now. It's about you, and we're trying to find our divine energy here. We're trying to find out what the overall energy is over here of the collective, guy. Look, what are we working with here? 4 minutes in, I didn't say nothing yet, okay? How about that? I'm wasting time here. All right, let's get, where's my trusty wand? Okay, hold on, I gotta do my wand trick. Because it's all about the wand, brother. That's what I do. I walk around and work. I see the demons, I say, I know it's you. I knew it was you. You broke my heart, you demon, okay? And that's what I do. And people look at me funny and they say, what's wrong with this guy? He's obviously sick in the head. Who does this? Who walks around with wands like this? Who is this guy? But we tell them we're gangster magicians, of course. Maybe you've heard of us. All right, so let's get back to the regular program. I'm out of control now, okay? Because you know what the overall energy is of the collective? At one time, the last couple reads, I believe it might have been a couple reads ago, it was the opposite. But this time, The strength is here with you, brother, okay? There was no strength before. Not that it was your no strength. That was that King of Cups, that reverse that had no strength. But now, there's strength here, okay? So strength is the overall energy. Nice start here, okay? Now, not only do you have the strength, but you also have this Ten of Pentacles here, okay? So just know your strength is the reason why you're headed towards this Ten of Pentacles, 110%. Not that this is even your main goal, okay? I understand your main goal is all about the cups, okay? And that is what we are, because we are love angels. We're not here, we're not money angels, okay? We're not all about this Pentacles. We're not against it. We're not against having a lot of money. It's just not our thing. We don't give a fuck. We're the type of people... Us magical gangsters, we're the type of people, we don't care. We over tip. We give because we don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? We're not going to be the ones that want to hoard the money, take the money. We don't care, okay? Because we know it's always going to be there. Money is always going to be. Money comes and it goes. Some people, they don't see that mentality. They just want to hoard. And, you know, that's always going to lead them to being, having a very poor existence, because you can't take that money with you, and God will always make an example out of you in some of the worst way when you're like that. Trust me when I tell you. You know who he's going to make a big time example out of? Your copycat, the Empress Reverse, of course, the one that they recommended over you, the one that they said was the real one. They said you were the fake one. They wanted to lock you away. They wanted to put you in jail. They wanted to, you know, put you on the street. They wanted you to be homeless. They wanted you to have nothing. They thought that this Empress in Reverse was going to, you know, come in here and, you know, really let the world on fire. This Empress in Reverse promised everybody everything. If they get rid of you, they'll get this, they'll get that, nobody's getting nothing. You know why? Because your strength is unprecedented. Okay, nobody was going to come up against you, okay? Because you have a mission here. And your mission is to create this new earth, this new world, okay? Because this cycle is complete with these people. They are finished, okay? Whatever this Empress in Reverse, whatever mission they had, they failed, okay? Because they're clearly being seen as an Empress in Reverse. And you're clearly being seen as one strong ass Queen of Pentacles. And that is for sure, okay? Because nobody's going to say otherwise. It can't be said. There is nothing. Before, perhaps, they were able to get away with it because you didn't really explain yourself. You didn't really say. You just said, okay, whatever you say. You know what I mean? You didn't fight back. You didn't, you know, and somebody did make a point to me that maybe that's not always the right way. Maybe sometimes you do have to speak up. And now, you know, you're finding new ways to communicate, because you can only say things in so many ways, especially what you're dealing with, without sounding like you're coming off like a nut, okay? Because if I could go around, I know exactly what these people did. And if oh, yeah, they're doing this, then it's like, okay. And then they'll say, that's preposterous. I would never do anything like that. I'm a church leader, for God's sakes. How could you listen to this psychopath? And then they would turn it all around, you know, and people would be like, oh, yeah, they probably are crazy. And it's like you just found yourself in a jackpot. That's why you got to let these people hang themselves. Let them know you know, okay? But just let them know. Don't let them know how you know or what you're going to do with this information. Because they know that you still know, and they know that you know this Empress in Reverse, this King of Swords in Reverse, this Matrix, all these karmic energies you know what they did. Okay, so they figure if they keep trying that they'll eventually get rid of you. But you're too strong, okay? And that is the reason why this Empress in Reverse is being seen this way, because they keep attacking you and you're not fighting back, okay? So people are like, what the fuck is this? Why is this Empress in Reverse keep fighting? It's like almost like you're just not even paying attention, and this person, that's all they think about is you, because realistically, that's all they can think about, because they didn't think this far ahead. They didn't see you coming back from all this, okay? They didn't see that, not one bit, not at all, okay? Because Ace of Swords, they didn't see the clarity there, okay? They didn't see how sharp-minded you were. They thought you were a dope that was just going to fall for whatever they thought you were going to fall for. You were going to fall for whatever. You were going to go whatever narrative they created. They were going to assume your destiny. They were going to take everything from you, okay? They were going to take what matters most to you. Your Two of Cups is what they thought. But no. This Two of Cups is always going to be there for you, okay? Because this is your destiny. This is your North Node, okay? This is what you are here for, okay? This is what you want. This is what you prayed for. I don't ever want to hear you say you didn't pray for this. I don't ever want to hear you say you didn't wish for this. Them nights you cried and you pleaded and you said, I just wish. And now it's coming. So get ready. Okay, that's why when you make these wishes, you have to be careful what you wish for. They don't say these things for no reason. Okay, you clearly wished for this. You clearly tried to manifest this. Now it's happening. Okay, and it's coming here, okay, and it's coming for all of us. So we all have to be at work on it as a team. We all have to go into this the right way. We all have to be on the same page here. We can't, one feel this way, one feel that way, because we have to be we're a collective of consciousness, okay? So one of us, the dominant one, is going to get us eventually there. It's going to eventually get us there, okay? Not only are you dealing with this Empress in reverse, but you are dealing with this Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is telling me now you're dealing with the Covenant of Witches, okay? Because you have an Empress in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse. This is 110% the quintessential witch of the deck, okay? And then this Empress in reverse shows you that they have all the other negative qualities to them too, with the Queen of Swords in reverse being, angry, bitchy, over emotional, Queen of Cups in reverse, presenting themselves as the Queen of Pentacles in reverse as the ideal spouse, when the reality is they are nothing like you. Okay, but it doesn't matter, because now this is all being seen clearly, and you're sitting over there pretty like, told you, okay, told you that we were the ones with the Knight of Cups, the romantic charm, okay? We were the ones who had the creativity, imagination, knight in shining armor. We're the ones who followed the heart, okay? We're not, see, this Empress, they're coming off evil now, okay? This person tried to present themselves as this, honky-dory type of person, this, this lovely, sweet person, and try to make you out like you were, out to hurt people, okay? Because here's the difference, that's what they used against them, is because you will tell people what they need to hear. You're not here to tell people what they want to hear. You're here to tell people what they need to hear. Okay, and this Empress used that against you as making you out like you were like rude, or you were wished bad on people. But the fact is, you were just warning them. Okay, this Empress reverse is the type that will tell you exactly what you want to hear, and your ego will love this person. Okay, this is what people's ego was what kept this Empress, this Queen of Wands, these people, above you. Okay, because they told people what they want to hear. They did it to the masculines, they tickled the masculines' hero fancy. Oh, we need you to help us. Oh, you're so... Like, that's what they did. You would never do nothing like this. You were never going to, make yourself small so the masculine feel big. This is exactly what this Queen of Wands in reverse does, and this Empress in reverse does. But they're doing that as, they're doing this to divine masculines, they're doing this to everybody, okay? Because they don't have any other motive. They do anything for money. These are whores. These are people that will sell their body. These are people that will, sell their, spiritual gifts. These are people are for sale. These people have a price. Unlike you, who doesn't have a price, okay? Nobody can put a price on you. You're priceless. Like they say, everybody may have a price for the $1 million man, but not you, collective, not you, okay? Because you are priceless. You are not going to give yourself up just for shits and giggles here, okay? And you will stand your ground here on that. Okay, because you have respect for yourself. These Empress reverse, these Queen of Wands, they don't have any respect for themselves. What do you expect from them? They're the witches. I mean, you really couldn't expect any more. They could still heal, though. Okay, they're just negative feminine energy that have been keeping the entire feminine, energy down for all these years, especially the divine feminine, because they know as a divine feminine that they can never compete with this. This could be like a mother figure, this could be sisters, this could be, your counterpart, or not your counterpart, I'm saying your counterpart, whatever they pick, their exes, whoever. Just know that these people are being seen as clear as that. These are people that put binding spells on people. They'll go home, you say something, they'll go do a jar spell. These are sick fucking people, okay? But they thought that they were big shots because they didn't think you knew what was going on. But the fact now that you know, and you know how much powerful you are, terrifies these people. They're terrified. Come on, they're sitting there like fucking a bunch of scared witches biting their nails, not knowing what the fuck to do, okay? They're finished. It's over for them, okay? Because you're a 9 of Pentacles, okay? You're almost there. You're reaping the fruits of your labor, okay? I mean, you are clearly abundant individual, okay? You are confident, you're abundant, you don't have to worry about anything, okay? This is the way they wanted you to be. They wanted to isolate you, okay? They wanted you to have nothing, all right? They didn't want you to be around nobody, they didn't want anybody, and you know what? That was fine. You did it, maybe it hurt for a little bit, but you were able to thrive during this and turn yourself into a 9 of Pentacles. A 9 of Pentacles is a person who doesn't need anything. Very self-sufficient person who's financially independent. Okay, not only are you financially independent and self-sufficient, but you're very strong. Okay, strength. You've been through a lot. Okay, Ace of Swords. You're very sharp-minded, and people are clearly seeing that. Okay, new ideas, your success, whatever. You're coming off like a surgeon here. Okay, you're surgically dissecting this Queen of Wands and this Empress reverse, little by little. Okay, you're not coming at one shot. You're taking them out little by little, and the fact that how you're doing it is by not even responding to them, making them like they mean nothing. It's like, see you later, we know who you are, because they needed you to be looking at them and being jealous of them, okay? Maybe at one time when they came in there and, whatever happened. I don't know, at the end, perhaps they, they picked this person over. Whatever happened in that situation, we know. But you have to understand, this person was systematically put into your counterpart's life by people close to them, and came with an approval rating, while you came with, like, they were trying to say you weren't FDA approved, okay, that you were going to hurt them, okay, but the fact is that you were the best thing for this counterpart, and they knew this, okay, and they just wanted to make it out like you were poison to them. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to, the moon, create illusions here, okay, they wanted to make it like you were something you weren't, and that this Queen of Wands in reverse and this Empress in reverse was exactly who you were, okay, and they thought that by knocking you down, isolating you, putting you in jail, taking away your love, taking away your money, taking away your home, listen, I know they did everything they could possibly do to you, okay, they took away everything that could matter to you, because that's all they can do. They could not physically touch you. They could not that's why none of you have really been physically hurt, because unless you rolled around in the mud, but these people cannot come, they cannot have somebody. They already tried to hire hitmen. They have already tried to do these things. They wanted to take you out, but these hitmen, they can't even get close to you, first off, because you're staying in the Sherman energy. Second off, you're too strong. Third off, God's not even going to let them near you, okay? So this is a way that these people are getting caught too, because they're like, why are you trying to put a hit out on these people? If what they're saying, because they said you're a kook. They said you're a delulu, okay? But the fact is that they're the ones who are that, because they projected that onto you, okay? Maybe it stuck for a bit, okay? But then you got to the point where you start to, express yourself in a very, very intelligent manner, to where what you're saying started to make a lot of sense. And this is what really concerned this Queen of Wands in reverse, Empress in reverse energy, okay? This is this coven of witches, okay? This is a group of witches that have been jealous of you, that seen you, they took a dislike, they didn't like the way you carried, they thought you were too strong, strength, okay? They thought you were Ace of Swords, too sharp, and they seen you clear as day as a Nine of Pentacles, and they were jealous, because they know these energies need masculine energy, okay? They need it, okay? They know you don't. They know you won't settle, and you will just do this by yourself. Queen of Wands in reverse, Empress in reverse cannot do that. They need binding spells. They need to do all types of crazy stuff, and that's all being broken now. None of that's working. These illusions are shattered. It's the truth. Okay, it's a new age, brother. Come on, we're moving into a new area here. This is like, how many times we got to say this here? Okay, how many times we got to say it? We got to throw this black tourmaline right at them, break the face. Okay, because that is the protection you need right there, black tourmaline, okay? We love black tourmaline around here. Just know that. Got it on our wrist right here. It's black tourmaline, okay? Love it. We went to the yellow theme today, okay? Got that one's going to be a yellow calcite, okay? Then we got our like citrine with the yellow agate, and this one's called I think it's called yellow quartzite or something like that. I'm not too familiar with that. And then we also have this copper, and then that calcite. So whatever, we were trying to go with the yellow theme today. It is what it is, because at the end of the day, brother, at the end of the day, everything is going to work out just fine for you, okay? Because Four of Swords, you're resting and relaxing. You have been resting and relaxing, because that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to rest, I want you to relax, and I want you to keep becoming the best version of yourself, okay? Because the more you rest, the more you relax, the better you get. The more you stay in hermit, the sharper you get, the stronger you become, and the weaker this Queen of Wands in reverse and the weakest Empress in reverse, because they need you to roll around in the mud. They need you to say something smart to them. They're going to try to test you, okay? They're going to throw zingers out there. They're going to energetic. They might not even be in the physical, but they are attacking you spiritually as we speak, okay? They are wishing bad on you, all right? And you knew this, but you're protected. It doesn't matter. You're protected. And if you're not protected, okay, you are protected by God and Archangel Michael, 100%. But I would suggest, if you want any information, I will give you all the information you need on crystal work and any other way to protect, easy ways to protect yourself, okay? Because just something like this, they cannot come near you, okay? This is selenite one, okay? This cleanses you, okay? This cleanses whatever negativity, not to mention the black tourmaline with that, okay? That's a very, very nice mixture, okay? Because you've got protection and you cleanse whatever, you're cleansing your energy on a constant basis, especially with selenite, okay? So that's what makes selenite such a wonderful, this is a universal, what's it called? Universal vibration energy, really, at the end of the day, because it could go with anything, okay? This and clear quartz, okay? So clear quartz is a master healer. Selenite cleanses all the others, okay? So whatever negativity that could got on this, it clears it right up. That is why it is a great combination, okay? And I'm willing to help anybody with other stuff. One of my subs mentioned something about doing stuff about talking about these like I could do like little information. I have flashcards and other stuff like that. I could do that. I mean, if that's what, if you were interested in that. I mean, maybe I'll do it on a couple. I won't do it every one, but I'll do it like, maybe I'll do like one where I'll just go over some of the stuff, because if you're interested, I mean, because it's very helpful. I don't just, I know it's like funny and stuff, like I do stuff like that, but this is, I really use this for a reason. Like this, I wasn't always into this, okay? I didn't always necessarily believe in it or even understand it until I really, started to study it. And then I just realized it's all about vibration. It's really what it comes down to, okay? That's what we all need to understand, the law of vibration. When you understand that, that's when you will, become. That's why it's like, it's the looks, okay, of it. Okay, you look at this, it brings like a, it creates something in your brain to where you're like, ooh, you know what I mean? You like the way it looks, okay? And that's where that vibration comes. A lot of lower vibrational stuff is stuff that you look at, you're like, ooh, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, and then that will create that thought, and and that's where that negative, lower vibrational, you see something like this, you're like, oh, I like the way that looks. It looks nice, and, it just looks different, okay? That's what something along those lines. I didn't really explain that correctly, but just know, Ten of Wands, these people, this Empress reverse, this Queen of Wands reverse, now are holding all the burden here, okay? Because they want you to carry the burden, okay? But now they have the extra responsibility that they want it for you, because they have to work full time to make it like you're not exactly what you are, but you're so clearly this strong Nine of Pentacles person who's resting and relaxing, who's very sharp-minded, rest, and that's how you got to be sharp-minded. It was by resting and relaxing. How else do you become sharp? Rest and relax, okay? Now, I'm not saying rest and relax all the time, because you couldn't do that, because then you would be lazy, and you're far from lazy, okay? But you are recuperating, okay? You did retreat, okay? Renewal is coming to you. You renew each and every day, because these people are pulling at your energy. They are attacking you, okay? That's what I need you to understand. So if you feel a certain kind of way, certain times you start getting over, you're not protecting yourself with, these people are projecting. So they know that they knew this about you before you ever even knew this. It's still difficult to understand how these people are capable of doing this, but they do, and they knew this before you ever were even born. They knew when you were coming. They already planned this. There's people that look at these birth charts, they see. That's another thing I'm going to start doing for people. We'll start looking up birth charts and stuff. We'll start, I could explain them to you. There's certain things that I've noticed, certain little, I've done a lot of comparisons, okay, to like see like people, like I've seen Empress in reverses birth charts, Queen of, like the same thing, but then I've also seen Divine Beings birth charts. Divine Being birth charts always have something that makes them a little more unique than the others, not scattered, okay? It's always going to be, a stellium. Stellium is going to be a group of planets all in a row. It's always going to have multiple conjunctions, okay? There's always going to be something that, is rare in these Divine Beings thing, and I believe that these Queen of Wands reverses, these Emperors, they know about this ahead of time, okay? That's how they stay ahead of you, because they already know, but it's already designed like that because God wants them to know, okay? Because this is how they bring attention to you, okay? By making you out like you're something you're not, just for it to be them being that and you being exactly what they pretended. So it makes the story that much better. It makes it that much ironic, okay, when they end up carrying the burden, okay? And that is what it's all about sometimes, because these people, they wanted you to carry this burden, but it's like, come on. These are real clowns, though. Like, they really had no fucking clue who they were dealing with when they were dealing with you. They really had no idea you were a magical gangster. I really believe that. But you know what? Listen, you surprise people. That's what you do. You're here to surprise people, okay? Because you know why? Because you're the one who brings the fun, because you are the sun, okay? You're the positivity here, okay? You kept this positivity. Even at your worst, you stayed positive. You still sat there and prayed to God and said, God, you never hated on God. You never said, God, why'd you do this? I hate you. You never said that. Like, some of these people did this, okay? Then they were willing to sell their soul, these Queen of Wands in reverse, these Empress in reverses, because they felt that, if God did one thing wrong, that they turned their back on. This is how these people are, but they weren't like you. They weren't loyal like you. So once you're loyal for life, okay? That's you could be loyal to a fault. That's what people tell me sometimes. They say, well, you're too loyal, but no, you're loyal to yourself, okay? Because if somebody wants to lose your loyalty because of something negative, they didn't lose you. You didn't lose them. They lost you, okay? Because anybody who pushes away a loyal person in favor of a gold digger or somebody who's like, you know, an indulgent person who's presenting themselves as like fun, you know what I mean? Like, they're always going to lose in the end, okay? It could be fun at first, okay? Because realistically, you are not, I'm not going to say you're not fun, but you are different purpose. You're not here to party like these people, okay? You're not here to have multiple sex partners. You're not here to go have sex part. You're not, this is not for you, okay? You don't, this too actually grosses you out, okay? Because you're a one woman, one man person, okay? You want to be with your soulmate. You want to be with your twin flame. You want to have that spiritual love. You want to have that sacred sexuality. I know, okay? Trust me, I'm the same way, okay? And it's even harder for me as a man because people will laugh at that will be with one. Oh, why would you want to only be with one woman? Why would, because that's all I need, okay? If I'm in love with somebody, it's all I need. I don't need to be with, because then it's energy transfer. Then I'm giving my energy to somebody that doesn't even deserve it. A Queen of Wands in reverse type, or whatever it is. I'm talking at the end of the day, King of whatever. I don't know. Just know that fucking, we don't do stuff like that around here. And we know you don't either, okay? Because we're respectable gangsters over here, okay? Very respectable, okay, Page of Wands, because you have inspiration over here, very limitless potential, okay? The idea is you discover stuff about yourself. You're a free spirit. You bring excitement to the table, and people feel free around you, okay? You bring freedom. You let freedom ring, okay? You're the one who frees all the divine beings from these demon slave-overs. They thought that they were going to hold you as slaves for the rest of your life, that you were going to live off this energy, this divine energy, they believed. No. Okay, because nobody takes your divine energy, brother. Okay, because all you had to do is call back. All you had to do, okay? You know what to do now, all right? I don't ever want you to hear like you don't know what to do, okay? And if you don't know what to do to get your energy back, please message me and I will give you all the information how to do this, okay? I'm telling you, I will tell you with every last detail of how I did things, how I got to the point where I was. And if that's what you're interested in, absolutely I will get you there. I will pull you there. I will take you there with me. I'll put you on my shoulders, okay? Because we're all the same here, okay? We're all magical gangsters. We're all in the same vibration. You must understand, not one of us is better than the other here, okay? We're all one collective energy. We're the 8th house crew, okay? We're the baddest ones out of the bunch. We're the earth angels, the bad earth angels. Not when I say bad earth angels, I'm not saying bad like we do bad stuff, but we are the ones who don't give a fuck, okay? Because there's a lot of earth angels that are not like us, okay? A lot of earth angels that are a little bit more, they're not as gangstar as we are, okay? They're not as assertive as we are. This is all by design for us to be this way, because this is hell. They don't need to be like that. Not every earth angel has to be like how we are, how you are as magical gangsters. Because if everybody was like that, then it wouldn't work, okay? Because you only need one group, okay, like us, to protect the others, okay? And when we say protected, we watch out, because we're not only book smart, we're street smart, okay? That's the thing that you have now. You have more street smarts than the average earth angel, and that's by design, okay? Because it's what your house is. It's your 8th house, okay? This is what we are. We're 8th house people. That's why we're interested in this stuff, okay? Not speaking for myself, you, because this is what you're interested in. You're interested in tarot. You're interested in crystals. You're interested in this taboo. You know what I mean? This is what you are. I'm not saying that you're not into like all the love and the other stuff like that, but this is your primary focus, okay? Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be watching this stuff, okay? You wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be sitting here making this. I wouldn't be sitting here studying on this stuff. I wouldn't, because I wouldn't even know that it was my purpose, but now I know. And so do you, okay? Because you know why you know? Because you got boundaries and you're very sharp, Queen of Swords. You're very sharp-minded, Queen of Swords, that is, okay? Ace of Swords, clear as day, very sharp. Not only that, but extremely strong and financially independent. 9 of Pentacles, almost there. Very positive, the Sun person. You are the fun who brings the fun, because you're resting and relaxing. While you got these Queen of Wands in reverse and this Empress in reverse, not knowing what to do, being seen for exactly who they are, because you were able to develop this Queen of Swords energy. You were able to develop this High Priestess Magician energy, and that is exactly what you needed to combat these people, okay? You could not do this unless you became who you are right now, okay? You were too, I'm not going to say soft, I'm going to say you were too, you didn't have boundaries. That's simple, but you do now. You do now, okay? And now, but you having boundaries, because there's a 3 of Pentacles over there in reverse. A lot of disharmony, okay? People feel like they're working alone. There's a lack of teamwork. They're very much disorganized. A lot of group conflict amongst these witches. 3 of Pentacles, because things were going really good when you were down. okay? Because everybody was living it up. Everybody was having a good old time, okay? They're all partying at your expense, all collecting. Everybody thought they were going to make millionaires, okay? Everybody looked at you. They said, they're just a fool. They don't even know what's going on. But they knew that this fool, they didn't know that this fool energy was universal energy, okay? Yeah, you may have been a fool. You may have let them get away with a lot of this stuff because you knew the universe will take care of it, okay? It has to balance itself out. Remember that. The universe will get better revenge than you ever could, okay? Because they wanted you to respond, this Empress and this Queen one. They wanted you to come over there and say, you did this, because you knew what they did was so unfair that any person in their right mind would be feeling that way. But you knew that if you went and did this, you were only going to come off. They were ready for you, okay? They were waiting for you. Because then they were going to put you in jail. They would make you out like you were harassing them. They would make lies up about you. These people they know people in the authorities. They know people in the justice system. They could easily have done that. But the fact that you don't say nothing or do anything and they continue to try to attack you, this opens up eyes in the judge. Not everybody's bad in the Justice Department. Not every judge, not every, cop. They're not all bad, okay? But now this Empress Earth brought so many eyes that people are wondering what's going on. Okay, now if you responded to this, they would have never seen that. They would have just thrown you in jail and you would have been not seen anymore. I'm sure some of them got restraining orders. They did this, they did that all so they could, they were granted these, even when they didn't even deserve them. They made it out like you were violent. Okay, whatever. You never heard of fly in your life, but they're going to make it like you're violent. Okay, yes, we are magical gangsters, but that isn't the 5D. That is not in the 3D. Okay, we're not gangsters in the 3D. Okay, because we wouldn't be doing this. But the fact of the matter is that we just want to be loving. We want to love. Okay, and this is what this Empress versus Queen of Wands reverse. They wanted to take that from you. They thought if they took the love from you and they isolated you, that you would never ever come back. They were so wrong. Okay, because you did come back, because you're right here, because you are the Queen of Pentacles, okay? You are the one who brings the fun because you are the sun, okay? You are the ideal spouse. You're the one everyone loves to be, okay? You are a 9 of Pentacles. This is what a Queen of Pentacles is a 9 of Pentacles. They don't need anyone. They're financially stable, very strong, okay? Very positive with the sun, and very sharp-minded, Ace of Swords. Can see very clearly. And always rest and relax and recuperates because they always are going to get their energy back. They're not going to overdo it, okay? They're not going to be like these people in the 4 of Pentacles, okay? They're not going to be using scarcity tactics, not one to share the wealth, okay? This Queen of Pentacles, they will share the wealth because they know there's plenty to go around. There is no need to hold on to everything, okay? That's just their problem, these people. This Empress has promised these people the world. All these, this Queen of Wands, whoever was the leader of this coven, whoever was telling your DM, whatever it was, these people promised the world, okay? But now they cannot deliver, and now they're doing everything for Pentacles to hold on to whatever they have left, okay? People are asking questions. They want to know, why are you still a Queen of Pentacles? Why are you still so positive? Why are you still so strong? Why are you a 9 of Pentacles energy? Why are you resting and relaxing? And why are these people all in disharmony? Okay, why is there all misalignment? Why is there all this group conflict between this Empress Inverse and this Queen of Wands Reverse? People want to know. Nobody wants to answer any questions. They want to make it like that this Queen of Pentacles, you're causing all this. You're projecting all this onto them is what they're trying to say. But at the end of the day, it's like you're just sitting here doing nothing, brother. They're just making themselves look worse and worse. Because now they're going to authorities. They're trying to complain about you, and authorities have to investigate. And they're looking, and they're saying, they're not doing anything. I don't know what this person, why are you paying attention is what they're saying. Why are you even paying attention what this person's doing? They should not be paying attention to you. That's how they gave themselves away. Okay, they gave themselves away with the 7 of Cups, okay, because they wanted to try to, throw options at you. They wanted to make your counterpart think that they wanted options. They made you out like you were an option, okay? But at the end of the day, everybody knows you were not an option, okay? Because this Empress Reverse, these Queen of Wands Reverse, they were the wrong options, okay? So whoever picked them is clear as day seeing them as the wrong pick, okay? And that you're the one that they wanted. Of course, right? But again, you must understand, you would never be who you were right now if you didn't go through all this, okay? You could not. That's why I always it's difficult to forgive in the situation because you've been through so much, but it's almost like, look at it from the point of view as, even if they did everything to help you, you would never be who you are, okay, without these people doing everything to hurt you, okay? Doing everything to hurt you is what made you become the best version of yourself. You're still positive, you're still strong, and you're still a Queen of Pentacles and a Nine of Pentacles. So really, who gives a fuck what they did at the end of the day? There's no reason even to hold on to it. In fact, you should just thank them. Say thank you. That kills them even more. Thank you for your help for getting me to this next level. Couldn't have done it without you, evil coven of witches. Thank you. Okay, Page of Cups, because now you have all these creative opportunities because of these people. Okay, all the intuitive messages are coming your way. You didn't know much about this stuff until you learned about what these witches are doing. Now you know everything there is to need to know, and you're able to combat these people in ways that they never thought were possible. They never planned this far. They never seen you coming this far. They didn't. Okay, they never did. I'm gonna do a long one here. I'll do a long read here. Fuck it. I'm in the mood. You don't mind, right? You got somewhere to be? If you do, then check me later then. No, stay, actually, I'm kidding. Stay. But, you know, we'll do a little long one here for you. Why not? All right, because, wow, okay, haven't seen this character in quite a bit. All right, now we know who's back. It's King of Wands in reverse. This is persona non grata, brother. Okay, this is person that's not, you see you had the King of Wands and upright becoming a lot lately. Okay, so this is telling us now we're tapping in something else now. Okay, so this perhaps maybe is like a stepfather. This is somebody that you don't like. You do not like this. This is a warlock. Okay, so the King of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse with the Empress in reverse. This tells me this is a coven here. This is 100% a coven, okay, and all these people are being seen now. These presented themselves as these, you know, all-star family people, blah, 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 blah. But now it's like, they're the people, oh, I never seen that coming. It's like, you know, when the serial killers, they catch them, oh, wow, we never had any idea they would be like this. That's exactly what they're saying, because these people, they put on big masks, okay? They really do. But the fact is, Seven of Pentacles, they didn't have a long-term view. Like I said, they did not plan this far. They did not see you coming back, being this ideal spouse, this Queen of Pentacles, because people desire you, okay? It's like they thought you were going to be a bum on the street, begging for money. They didn't see you being this Nine of Pentacles. They didn't see you being self-sufficient, not needing nobody. Okay, surely didn't see you staying positive in the sun. They didn't see you remaining as your counterpart's happiness. You are your DM's happiness. That you always were, you always will be. And now you really are, because they see that you always were exactly who you said you were. Okay, and you proved it without a shadow of a doubt. The strength that you went through, because your counterpart's seen everything you've been through. They are very upset about this. They're not happy what they put you through. Okay, so this is another reason why they're having a hard time healing. This is another reason why they're saying this King of Cups energy. It's not towards you, it's towards this Empress in reverse, these King of Wands in reverse type characters. This coven that sold your counterpart on sacrificing you, okay, knowing that it was the wrong thing. Okay, they know it didn't feel right. Okay, it didn't feel right. It's just, this is how it had to happen. I know it still gets me mad. I still think about it sometimes. It still gets me angry, but you wouldn't be this way if that didn't happen that way, okay? They just wanted you to be the best. They really did. They really wanted you to be the best. I know that's very difficult to see, but I mean, maybe you don't think like them, but because they were already, you know, you already admired them. You already looked up to them, okay? And maybe, you know, you weren't, you know, on their level yet, okay? So, I don't know. I don't want to say thank them. I don't want to say anything like that. I don't know what to think in a sense, but I just know that you became the best version of yourself in this situation. So I really don't know if I choose to look at it as a positive, okay? And that's why we stay in the sun energy. That's why you're in the sun energy, okay? Because you're still very positive. Could it have been better for you? Sure. Could it have been easier? Yes. But that wasn't your purpose this life, okay? It wasn't not your purpose. Because not only, now, this is a really fucking, you got a lot of people against you, Queen of Pentacles, okay? Now, you have this Emperor in reverse energy, okay? So this will, you know, confirm this King of Wands in reverse, okay? And then you have the Empress in reverse with the Queen of Wands in reverse. There's an entire coven, okay? And then Seven of Cups energy, there's people that were, you know, probably a sex cult of sorts, okay? Now they're Three of Pentacles, all working together in reverse. Now they're all in disharmony. Everybody's against each other. Everybody feels like they're all working again. There's probably like diseases. People are probably, you know, going against each other. They were trying to say that you were the one with this. Just like, you know, they probably said you had diseases, but now all these people in this sex cult, you know, somebody came in there and they infected them all, because there's a lot of disharmony here, these options. I mean, it's just clear as day. Look at that. It's 4 fucking, you know, tells me everything I need to know. Okay, Knight of Swords, because you are too action-oriented. You're too driven to succeed. You're too ambitious, okay? You were defending your beliefs. Nobody was going to stop you. Okay, you're too strong. You're moving too fast. Knight of Swords, fastest moving deck. One of the fastest moving cards on the deck. Okay, you're moving fast even while you're still resting. Okay, you're never, ever letting them take your energy from you. You're protecting your energy by all means. So, alright, now we know we're dealing with a sex cult. So I'm going to probably go through the new cards, after the other cards after this, and we'll try to get more clarification, because this tells me this is a sex cult that was trying to do sex magic on you, but they all backfired on them. Okay, because of course it backfired on them, because you're the fool, brother. You're protected by the universe. You're the one who runs on universal energy. So whatever this sex magic these people try to project onto you is all being returned to them. Okay, that's why all these options, this King of Wands in reverse, this Persona non grata, this Emperor in reverse, this Empress in reverse, this Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, they're all in this Three of Pentacles in reverse. They're all in disharmony because they all thought they were going to get something. They all thought this was the fucking, they hit the lottery. It's, wow, look at this. We're part of the sex cult now. All we got to do is destroy this Queen of Pentacles and we'll get everything we ever imagined. Okay, but we're unaware of just how protected you are. We're unaware just how strong you are, unaware just how you run on universal energy, how you remain positive with the sun, how you know how clear-minded and sharp you are, how you're willing to put rest and relaxation above all else. You're not here to party, okay, because you're the ideal spouse. Ideal spouses don't party, okay, and that is why you are the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, that's why you are almost there. Okay, and these people now, Eight of Cups, people want to escape them. They want to escape this, okay? People want to escape this options, this Seven of Cups, this Three of Pentacles in reverse energy, this coven, okay? This is people, it's chaos over there, okay? Because whatever these people were sold on is now being seen through. And your counterpart's not even here. So we don't even know where the fuck they're at. They're not even in this right now. Okay, this is just you and this coven. You versus this coven right now. Okay, so that's all this is telling me. And these people are now in disarray because of you staying as who you are. Okay, and now to a source, there's difficult decisions that need to be faced. See, people are now going to have to, you know, leave behind a lot of stuff. Okay, they're going to have to give up their families, their jobs, their careers. Okay, they don't know what to do. Okay, so as soon as these people start, they're going to start betraying each other and snitching on each other if they haven't already. Okay, and that is whatever avoidance, because they want to avoid the end here, okay? Because they know the end result for you. It's always going to end with this, okay? They did everything to block this, okay? But they were very, very much unsuccessful, as you can see, okay? Now they're in this Three of Pentacles in reverse, this coven, because of their little, you know, sexcapades backfiring. But you, on the other hand, are here with this Four of Wands, okay? You are the one who has this happy home. You are the one who's headed towards this celebration. You are the one who's headed towards this milestone, towards twin flame union, towards twin flame reunion. It's going to happen. You wished for it, okay? So I don't care what you say. You wished for it, all right? So it's happening. Sorry, okay? You put the wish in. It already went through. We already got you. We already got you on the we already got you on the tow truck. Sorry, can't let you down. Pal, you're gonna have to go, you know, if you have any problems, call customer service or something, you know? It's not, we're just doing our job here. Just letting you know. Because a lot of people, they hate their twin flames. That's fine. But you did at one time pray for them. You did wish for them, okay? You chased them. You love them, okay? But now you know your worth, and now that's why they are healing, okay? By you knowing your worth is what makes them heal, okay? Because they are half of you, okay? They needed to see your value. You needed to know your worth, and this, by you knowing your worth, is what showed them just how valuable you really are, okay? People now seeing you as, you know, the ideal spouse, as Queen of Pentacles, is what really is what's showing, and this is how it happens a lot of times, okay? They should have seen it at the beginning, but like I said, think about it. These people would have never gave up. They would have continued to attack you. They would have never stopped. You would never be as strong as you were, and you would eventually, this whole relationship would have ended. The counterpart would have resented you. They would have felt like, you know, they were being attacked because of you. And now, clearing all this, nobody could attack you anymore. Okay, that's what makes you so strong. This is what makes you so endurant. Okay, because you could take this. You showed it now. Now you showed people exactly who you are. Okay, you showed them that these betrayals did not work on you, Seven of Swords. Okay, these people thought by betraying you, your whole family, you know, even the people that betrayed your counterpart, all these people that betrayed thought that they were going to, you know, get all this riches, all this fame, all this fortune, all at your expense, because they knew of your energy, okay? They knew that this was all meant for you, so they felt that you didn't deserve all this, and that they wanted to take it and split it amongst each other, okay? And how they would do that is by destroying you then destroying your counterpart, okay? It was going to be a one by, they were going to divide and conquer you, okay? It's exactly what they were going to do, okay? Because they really thought that they were going to stop this Ten of Cups, okay? They really believed that you weren't going to build your foundation on this Ten of Cups, that you're going to become bitter, you're going to become angry after this betrayal. But the fact is, you don't give a fuck. You never cared about these people in the first place, okay? They wanted you to be like, oh, my family hates me, They wanted you to be in this victim mentality, but you never refused. You will always stay in your growth mentality. You're not a victim. You're too strong to be a victim. Strong people are not victims, okay? You just are a survivor who thrives. You're a survivor who's a thriver. You thrived during this. You were not supposed to thrive, but you did. And now you have this Ten of Cups here, okay, that you are building your foundation on. It's a direct result of this betrayal, actually. Ain't that something? Okay, now you having this Ten of Cups brings this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, okay? It's bad karma here for these people who betrayed you. Okay, they didn't see it coming. They didn't see it coming back, like I said, okay? They didn't see them having to pay for this. They didn't believe in this karma. They didn't believe it. They thought that they were just going to take your prize. You were going to let you solve the puzzle and then take your prize. No. And that is why they're in the Five of Cups. There's a lot of regret there. There's a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of, people that are not happy here. It's not a happy situation, all right? And why would it be? Okay, because they're being seen now, okay? This is stuff that people did behind closed doors, that they were laughing at you, they were having a party at your expense, okay? They did what they had to do. They really thought that they had you, okay? They really thought you were going to die. This is what they wanted, realistically. At best, they want you to die. At worst, that you'd be walking around the street, on drugs, begging for money. That's what they really wanted, because then they could have laughed at you, okay? Because now they're not laughing anymore, because justice is here for them, okay? They didn't see justice coming here for them. They didn't see it, okay? Like I said, they didn't plan this for, okay? They didn't see Six of Swords, you leaving this behind, your counterpart leaving this behind, all these other people in this coven leaving this behind, because there's a lot of minor players here that just went for the ride, thought that they were, going to get something out of this, okay? But now they see they're not getting nothing. Of course you're going to leave something behind. What are you going to do? They just look at it as they got duped, okay? They got duped. Everybody got duped and they thought, and then they're mad at you that you survived this. They said it's your fault. Okay, and who's here again? Okay, now we have confirmation. We got this Empress in reverse. Okay, so there we go. Where is it at? Here it is. This Empress in reverse. Okay, so that clarifies exactly what we're working with. There's justice here for this Empress in reverse, for what they did, okay? Because what they did was very, very hideous, very horrific, okay? It's very, very angry. People are angry about this, okay? Because people see the Six of Cups that you bring to the table, the unconditional love, okay? This person was trying to make it like you were fake, like they were the ones who had this. And maybe at one time they were able to recreate this, like they were this unconditionally loving person, like they were this great mother, this great father, this great whatever the fuck they presented. But now the mask is off and people are like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But you did, because that's why you're supposed to see this coming, because that is your specialty. You're the one who knows who's a demon, who's not a demon. And these people knew that you knew this, and they been hiding this for many years. They didn't want you to, blow their cover for them. But, oh well. Okay, because remember, you are the one, I'll say it one more time, that brings the fun, because you are the sun. Your positivity is the reason why you were able to maintain this. And that's another confirmation here, the sun. Okay, so when that happens, that tells me everything I need to know. Your positivity is the reason why this Empress now is being seen in reverse, is being seen for who they are. Okay, because if you came back negative or angry or rolled around in the dirt after what this person did to you, then you would have went through exactly, you would have continued the cycle. But that's how you completed the cycle, okay? Because you stayed in this hermit energy. You soul searched. You did everything possible to be the best version of yourself. And you did not respond to this gang stalking, this Empress reverse. You did not let them bring you down. You stayed positive. That's why this bad karma for these betrayals is coming to them. Okay, that's why people see this Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is why there's disharmony. This is why this Seven of Cups, this doesn't work. These options, okay? These people are all in disarray. This whole coven, this whole sex cult, whatever the fuck they are, okay? They're in disharmony. Trust me when I tell you. It's not fun anymore because the rabbit now has the gun. Nobody laughs when the rabbit has the gun. Okay, and that's why, unlike you who has strength, this Empress in reverse now lack strength, okay? Because, like I said, your positivity is the reason why this person lacks strength. Why, you say, is because you held on to your energy, okay? You held your vibration high, okay? They needed you to lower your vibration for them to continue to take your energy, okay? But you were able to stay in this hangman energy. You were able to pause. You were able to surrender. You were able to look at things from all different perspectives, and you realized that no response would be your response of choice, because life is 10% about, you know, what happens to you, 90% about how you respond to it, okay? So if you don't respond to something that's negative, then there's a good chance that it's not going to affect you. But if you act like something negative is the end of the world, then it's going to end up being the end of the world for you. Wouldn't you concur with that, Doctor? Yes, I would. Thank you. So we have this weak Empress in reverse here, okay? Justice is here for them because of your positivity, okay? Now, this betrayal, this bad karma is weakening this Empress in reverse, okay? Especially with this justice. That is definitely part of the karma. And you are be the one who gets to see this Queen of Pentacles. You get to witness this Empress in reverse's karma, okay? While being publicly recognized as this positive Queen of Pentacles, who is very, very much, very strong, too. Been through a lot, okay? And whatever corrupt hypocrites with this Hierophant in reverse are also being seen here, okay? Because this whole group is corrupt hypocrites, okay? This is a group of coven that people that they present themselves as church leaders, they present them as all-star moms, all-star dads, this and that, you know? But when they go home, they're behind the scenes doing crazy fucking weird stuff, okay? Trust me when I tell you, okay, because they did everything possible. They wanted you to block this Two of Cups for you, but it's not going to happen. Like I stated a million times, you will always have this Two of Cups in your energy. That's the second time we've seen that too. So just remember, nobody's going to take it from you, okay, because you're too positive. You are your DM's happiness. You are the one who brings the fun because you are the sun. Nobody's going to take this from you, okay? Now people are starting to really understand this now. It's really starting to sink in that you're not going to lose here. It's very much, because you know why you're not going to lose? Because you got this person. They have seen enough. Your main man, the King of Swords, brother, they have seen enough, okay? They are the ones who see everything, and they have seen enough, okay? Archangel Michael, brother, seen enough. These people, they've done enough. That's why they're going down. They're going down the tubes, okay? Because we're going to end it here. Because at the end of the day, brother, you're the one who is, we all know, the star of the show, okay? And this King of Swords always knew you were the star of the show. Not only just a regular star, but a superstar, okay? You really are. And that is the justice here, is that these people get to have to watch you be the superstar, okay? All these corrupt hypocrites, all these Emperors and Reverses, this whole coven has to see you, okay, with your Four Wands, love and life, enjoy. Let's do a couple more. I'm fine. I mean, I could have ended it there, but if it comes out some bullshit, then there's no real to it. But you are, we know, the star of the show, okay? So we want to see what it really goes, because this bad karma is going to really come for this Empress Universe. Justice is here. King of Swords is here. King of Swords and Justice go together, okay? You got the positivity here, the sun confirming each other. You got this Empress in reverse, confirmation, okay? Corrupt hypocrite here. Very weak strength in reverse, having bad karma for all these Seven of Swords, these betrayals that this person perpetrated against you and your counterpart and whoever else they did in the past too, okay? Because justice is here, because the King of Swords is here, and they see everything, and they've seen enough, okay? They've seen enough. Nobody is going to do anything anymore. There's nothing these people can do to stop you, okay? That's why you remained in this Hermit energy, and that is where you are as we speak, in Hermit energy, okay? And you're becoming still the best version of yourself. All you have to compete with is the person you were yesterday, and that's exactly what you're doing. You become better and better each day, and that's all because of your ability to remain in Hermit energy and be positive while doing that, okay? A lot of people, they thought that that would hurt you, okay? They thought Hermit energy was going to be too much for you to handle, okay? They didn't see you, Page of Swords finding new ways to communicate. They didn't see that happening. They didn't see your thirst for knowledge, okay? They thought you were just going to give up, okay? But they didn't realize you were being protected by this King of Swords the whole time. And that's where the justice is, okay? But you knew that. You knew that was your right-hand man, Archangel Michael. You knew that. They didn't. They were unaware of that situation. And now them being unaware is causing extreme heartbreak, Three of Swords. This justice is causing this Empress Universe to be extremely heartbroken because they thought that they won. They didn't plan this far, okay? Like I said, Ace of Swords again here. You're a very sharp-minded, very, very sharp-minded hermit we have here. Very positive, sharp-minded hermit. Okay? People clearly are seeing that. Ace of Swords. You know who really sees that? This King of Swords. They knew that the whole time, and now they've seen enough. Okay, seen enough of this Empress in reverse energy. Okay, they're putting an end to it. They're putting an end to Hangman in reverse, because whatever delays and standstills, this King of Swords has seen enough. That's all this has been, is a delay to keep you delayed. This is a person who just jumped in front of your train, okay, got splattered everywhere and slowed you down. Didn't really matter because it wasn't going to stop you. They just had to get cleaned off the track, okay? And now this person, whoever came up against you, these Emperors and Reverses are in this Eight of Swords. That's where you're going to keep them. They're in a self-imposed prison. They did this to themselves, okay? Because they never looked this far. They never seen things going this far. Ever, ever, ever. Now they are. Okay, now they got too far. Now they're too far. Now they can't get out of that Eight of Swords. They're stuck. Okay, and you know who's stuck in this Eight of Swords? Okay, now we know exactly who it is. Not only this Empress in reverse, but this King of Pentacles in reverse, okay? This person, their greed is what got them there. They're obsessed with wealth and status. This is the person who was in your DM's ear, okay? This is, you know, the Emperor in reverse energy that was telling them that it's all about money, it's all about wealth, it's all about status, okay? They were the ones who recommended this, you know, this Empress in reverse, okay? They're the ones who suggest that they be the ones. This is also a corrupt hypocrite, Hierophant in reverse. This is also a person who's going through extremely bad karma, okay? That's coming off very weak. Strength in reverse. That's heartbroken, Three of Swords. Okay, they're very, very much being seen for a person who has been trying to delay you, you know, keep things at a standstill. But this King of Swords have seen enough of that, okay? They said the end is here for those people, okay? Because whatever Seven of Swords betrayals they, you know, committed against you, whatever this Empress in reverse committed against you, now justice is here for that, okay? And they are clear as day being seen as this Eight of Cups, as this disappointment. People want to escape this Empress in reverse, this King of Pentacles in reverse. They talked a good game before, but now with the King Wheel of Fortune in reverse here, and this King of Swords, and this, you know, you staying in Hermit energy while remaining positive, is taking this place apart, okay? There's nothing they could do. It's taking it down systematically. You calling your energy back is destroying everything that was used to build it. So what we know is going to come out of this, we clear as day see the King of Swords here is bringing justice, okay? So, I mean, what else can we say? I don't really know. I mean, what else can I say, okay? Well, we're just going to find out who else is here. So we all know now we have this Queen of Swords. So we all know this is a coven of people, okay? Now we have Queen of Swords in reverse, okay? You have a King of Pentacles in reverse. You have Empress in reverse, okay? You have Queen of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Emperor in reverse. I mean, what the fuck? But at the same time, you're all by yourself. This Queen of Pentacles Hermit, and somehow or another, you're still in complete control. Seven of Wands. You maintain control of the situation. How did you do it by yourself? How is what they want to know. How did all these people, because there was too many people involved, that's why, okay? Too many people. Only a couple of mistakes had to happen before the whole thing fell apart. One crack was going to make the whole thing come apart. You didn't have to worry about nobody. All you had to worry about was yourself. Just you and this King of Swords, brother. You and your co-host. The only ones you needed. That's all you needed. And that's all that really is needed at the end of the day, because these people now are losing everything. Okay, this is how about it. So they're losing everything. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This entire coven, they may have been something special at one time. They may have had a lot. They may have, you know, been able to present themselves as something special. They may have had a lot of fame. They may have fortune, okay? But this King of Pentacles in reverse now, because of their greed, okay, because of what they did, is now, and this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, okay? They're losing everything. Whatever they thought they were going to get, they're losing everything, because Ace of Swords, people clearly see, and you know who sees it the clearest? This King of Swords. I mean, I don't really know where else to go here. I mean, these people are finished. They're done. They're really done. This is an entire coven of people that's against you that you defeated. They're all coming unglued here, okay? Because you, Six of Pentacles, are receiving what is meant for you. You're getting that even give and take. Whatever was taken from you is going to be returned tenfold, okay? Because these people, again, are still in this self-imposed prison. They're still stuck. They still don't know what to do, okay? They're losing everything. It's like they're trying to catch it with sand. It's almost like they're trying to hold it. It's all falling through their hands, okay? So it's to the point where this, whatever delay is coming to an end, because like I stated, once the King of Swords comes out, that means they've seen enough. That means there's going to be an end here, okay? That show justice is here, okay? This King of Swords is bringing justice, leading to this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and this bad karma. I mean, this tells you what you need to know here with these people. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, okay, and Ten of Pentacles in reverse, okay? Corrupt hypocrites, betrayal, okay? Justice, King of Swords, it's all here, okay? It's all here, okay, because they wanted to keep this cycle going, okay? But the fact is, you're too balanced, you're too positive, you have too much temperance, okay? You're receiving what's meant for you, you have what you need, okay? Everything is coming into fruition, and I really must end it here because it's an hour, and I just feel like I'm rambling, and I apologize if I am. I'm sorry. I just feel like this is continually going. We know where this is going. Okay, again, okay, Four of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so these people, they were really trying here to keep everything from you. They're losing. It's all coming out of their hand. They were trying to hold on, whatever it was, but now it's all going through their hands. That's Four of Pentacles reverse. That's falling through their hands with the sand. Okay, because we're going to end it. Because at the end of the day, you are the one who's the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, you are the one who's self-sufficient. You're the one. You're the one who's receiving. Okay, you're the positivity is the reason why this Empress, this Queen of Wands in reverse, this Queen of Swords in reverse, all these negative energies, these Emperor in reverse people are all going down because they came up against the wrong one. And when they come up against you, the end result will always be the same, and that's you destroying them and sending their bitch ass all the way back to hell to never be seen or heard from again. And now we still see this Three of Pentacles in reverse. There's all this disharmony that confirms that other Three of Pentacles in reverse, okay, that we had here. So these people know that they're working alone. They feel like they're not getting anything out of this, okay? And you also are showing again that they are being, people want to escape from them because there's nothing to this anymore. There's nothing to this, and I'm going too long here, okay? And that's why not only are these people going to have this Ten of Cups, this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this, World in reverse, okay? This whatever fucking Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Not only that, okay, but they're also going to be on this Ten of Cups in reverse. Their dreams have been shattered because you are the one who's walking away in this lover's energy to live happily ever after, okay? But they still have all this negativity you got to deal with, okay? So there's all this is clearing itself out. You being in this Hermit energy is the reason why, okay? You being positive, you staying as a Queen of Pentacles, Hermit energy, is the reason why you're winning this battle, okay? So I'm sorry if I rambled. I felt like I did towards the end. I lost where I was going with that. So, but I think you pretty much got the hint here, because the end result here is always going to be this Four of Wands for you. We love the Four of Wands here, and that's what you are, and we love you. So, bye.